Usually I just do like a little vlog, but since I've kind of tried to stay away from doing vlogs for the time being, just, I don't know. There's no real reason, just, I don't know. I've been doing a lot more video game stuff. Because I have a gaming channel called Red Tie Gaming on Twitch. And we post highlights on here, and I still have a lot of editing to do for that. But I'm here to talk about something specific. FAM, their newest show. This is the third show I've reviewed. This is the first time I reviewed it using the video game instead of actually doing anything. A couple quick things to note first. I tried to use my I've downloaded a couple of their CAWs that they publicly have on their community creations, but ever since community creations on 2K16 kind of fucked up, my Black Heron CAW that I downloaded doesn't work. Like, I used him and he looked like a generic CAW, so I had to play as Rom. And there's nothing against Rom. I like Rom, but the reason why I wanted to play as Black Heron during this review was because of the fact that I was going to go through the entire review and my favorite moment was going to be the thing that I did. So now let's talk about my second favorite moment with Rom Buster revealing himself at the end of it. Not what I expected him to look like at all. He actually looks really young. He looks a lot younger than I am, but he's not. He's probably older than I am. I don't know by how much. But anyway, we're going to get started with this review. So as you can see, I'm playing as Rom Buster and going up against John Cena. And that was a terrible fucking thing to do. First of all, I need to turn this the fuck down because I was just watching a show, so of course it's going to be loud. Alright, so I'm at St. Valentine's Day Massacre, I don't know why. Anyway, we're going to talk about FAM Pandora. Now this show started off amazing with the Cameron Bash versus William Kingdom match, as both of them really, like, if that was the first match you saw at any show, that'd be the perfect match to start the show. It was full of a lot of energy. There was no real slow spots to the match. That's actually how wrestling shows happen. That was the perfect way to start a wrestling show, was that match. If this crowd was real, then they would have been just screaming at the top of their lungs and waiting for the next match, and that's like when you just keep it going, and I don't know, that was a crazy way to do it. Anyway, then moving on to all their other matches, Rom versus Kill Switch was really cool. Ended with another surprise appearance by somebody that I'm going to have to go look at FAM's history and find out who the fuck that is. I'm assuming he's a Straight Edge Society member. I'm talking too much that I can't focus on wrestling. There we go. Okay, so then they had that whole thing where Rom, like, he doesn't really usually lose. I mean, he lost to Rannick. But other than that, Rom doesn't usually lose. He usually just gets, like, beaten up by somebody outside of the match, and that's what causes the match to end. And that seems to happen quite a bit. And so, for a while now, I've been thinking about something that was going to happen, and I'm going to talk about that through my favorite moment. But basically, we're going to move on to the 2TM Anarchy Mist match, which honestly I was hoping Anarchy Mist would have won, but it makes sense of what they were doing in the end, of why 2TM was the winner. And I really hope Anarchy Mist does actually get a title, like a title reign with the world title, but it might take a little longer because he is like one of the newer ones. I was even surprised that he got a title match, but I feel like maybe it was just to give him a shot to look awesome and then be like, okay, now you're going to lose this match just because we need 2TM to keep the title. But, okay, moving on to the... I didn't really watch the Falcon thing. I mean, I don't know. I just don't like the matches that involve all the YouTubers and stuff. No offense. I mean, I'm sure they're awesome because you guys edit everything really well. I'm spazzing the fuck out of Rom right now. No offense. I'm sure you guys edit them really well, just like everything else. I don't like most of those YouTubers, except for like maybe CM Pulse. But the rest of those, like I don't know. I don't like watching them, so I don't like watching them on FAM. Nothing against FAM. FAM's a good show. Moving on to the main event, which was Andy Badwell versus Rannick. That was fucking amazing. I think, I'm not sure if you can have that much blood in the game, so I'm pretty sure that was a logo that they put on Andy Badwell to make him look like he had blood all over his fucking face. That was really cool, and I knew the match was going to end, like, basically, any match with Rannick is going to seem like a typical Brock Lesnar match, though the one that we saw with Andy Badwell was like Brock Lesnar versus The Undertaker, or even like Brock Lesnar versus Roman Reigns, where it's like like he's getting wounded, but he keeps firing back, and it's not like a one-sided thing like him versus, like Brock Lesnar versus John Cena. But yeah, any match is going to seem like a Brock Lesnar match with Rannick, because he's supposed to be this dominant guy. So then,
here we go. He's hanging on for dear life. Oh man!
Of course, Andy Badwell lost, and then Rannick brought out the 2TM and Black Heron and Darren to finish him off, and Black Heron and 2TM are like the leaders of Betrayal. And so, okay, this brings me back to what I was thinking going into all this, was especially after Black Heron's match with Death's Angel, which I didn't talk about. I don't know why I didn't talk about that, but he won the title and then had to get pinned by Darren. All this, like, even before this, even when I first saw that they said that BH was scared of Rannick, I was like, oh, so BH is going to be the one that beats Rannick. And I got really excited about that, because it was just like, oh cool, BH gets a face run finally. After all this time with Betrayal, he actually gets like this face run, and that's going to be kind of cool to see. So I was really excited to see that Black Heron was going to be a good guy and actually fight against Rannick. And I also knew out of everybody, especially after the commentators after the Andy Badwell match, they were sitting there saying, oh well, nobody can beat this guy, he's unbeatable, he's beaten Andy Badwell, he's beaten Guns, he's beaten Rom, so like he's unbeatable. And I was like, well, there's one fucker left, and that's fucking BH, and I know BH is probably going to be the one that beats him finally, because it just makes sense for BH to beat him after all this. Or either BH or Rom are my bets. And I feel like BH might come a lot closer than Andy Badwell came, and then Rom will beat him later. Either that or Rom will come really close to beating him, and then BH will beat him later. It just depends. But anyway, while he's out of the ring. Okay, so Darren had BH put a chair on Andy Badwell's leg, and then he went up to go... Darren went up and to go jump on it, and then he power bombed Darren like as he was jumping off the top rope, and that was really fucking cool. And then like all this stuff happened, and like the main thing there is just that like you don't know what side 2TM's on, which you probably assume he's gonna be on Rannick's side just because he wants to stay with Rannick. But then you think about it, and he could stay with Betrayal. It also seems, I mean, like, where's Roberto's loyalty lie? It just seems like they might go with Rannick and not stay with Betrayal.
What are we gonna see here?
And that's what that Twitter, I think that may have been what that Twitter picture meant. They said that this is Betrayal, this is Rannick's army. But that's likely to change after the events of Pandora. And it looks like it has. And I don't know what the hell's going to happen, but it's going to be crazy. Oh, fuck.
I thought he might have been knocked. Here's the cover.
Ah, man, I lost. Whatever. I wasn't really even trying to do anything. But yeah, it was a good event. I wasn't really even paying attention to this match. I'm just trying to talk over it. Anyway, it was a good match. It was a good show. Crazy, crazy fucking show. Oh, and as Andy Badwell got back up, tackled 2TM, beat like hit his finisher on 2TM, then Cameron Bash of course came out and got the title, and that's been a long time coming too, because Cameron Bash is one of the he seems like he's one of the most involved guys besides Rom. Like him and Rom, I feel like are the ones that are involved the most. And like not to say discredit any of the other ones for being there, but it seems like they are like the ones trying to run the show behind the scenes because they're both the writers of Pandora and stuff. So that'd be kind of interesting. But yeah, it was a really cool show. I lost. I lost my match. I wasn't really paying attention. I was just trying to do a wrestling match while I did that, and I was focusing on what I was trying to say and trying to remember everything. It was about as long as a normal WWE show, so it is a lot to take in. I might rewatch some bits of it. But yeah, I like that this pay-per-view ended on a good note, and it's cool when they like end some shows on bad notes, some shows on good notes, because it shows that even when like the bad guys have like the are like the most dominant, you could still have like a good guy be the make the last laugh of the show and stuff like that. And I can't wait to see what they do next. It seems like in between shows they're doing more like exhibition matches and kind of story, but I feel like they're gonna have to do somewhat of a story after this one, besides just promos and stuff. Because I mean they're gonna have to do something, and that's gonna be pretty neat to see, especially with the move to 2K17, which means that there could be some background like in the backstage area stuff. Like you could actually have two guys standing in the backstage talking to each other now. You can have brawls break out in the backstage area. It seems like it's gonna have a lot more possibility to do stuff. I haven't seen anything about a story editor, so there's still not that, but there's a lot of. I mean, I feel like they should just put in a story editor for people that like to do stuff on YouTube. Other than that, like you don't need to do much. But a story editor just for the people that put stuff on YouTube. Like you don't even put a story together. Like it's just a group of scenes that you can edit and then capture it and shit, and that's it. But anyway, that's my review of the show. It's really good. I'll turn this broadcast off now. I can see, yeah.